Good morning. Glad to have you guys with us, and I really look forward to teaching and training and keeping you guys in front of the competition in a number of areas, but particularly as it relates to visual marketing and social media. So today we're going to be talking about visual marketing strategies, and really going to talk about lead generation secrets, things you may not have heard of and easy things to implement. And that's really our motto here at California Image Maker, is easy, efficient, and effective. So that's our role in life, is to help make your life easier, make you look like a superstar. And we'll talk about a lot of strategies and techniques and things. We'll start off with a quick little bio. We've been serving the real estate community for over 10 years. I'm kind of a pioneer in this thing. We've been serving Prudential for about 8 years or so now, which is great. We love and appreciate you. But I was on the forefront of this stuff before internet and real estate really even came together. So I've learned a lot, and we're going to share a lot of those strategies from best practices and from top producing brokers and agents and my thousands of hours of frontline working with agents and brokers. So all the stuff I'm going to share today works, by the way. I just challenge you to use some of it. And I guess one of the things I like to say is, how do you eat an elephant? And how you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. I'm going to talk fast and go through a number of things. You may not be able to use everything, but the shopping cart method says, hey, when we get to walk through the store and end up at the register, your cart's going to look different than mine. So find the things you can use now, and again, we'll be back to keep you educated, and you'll be ready for a lot of this stuff maybe down the road. So again, two things I'm here for. Number one is to share with you how a visual marketing strategy is going to impact your business. And that's a big, important thing. Some of you guys may not have a visual marketing strategy, so that's something you need to be thinking about. Secondly is how, at the end here, we'll talk a little bit about how the Image Maker visual marketing system will increase your business and make your life easier. And again, our job here is not to make you a tech guru. It's to help you fake it until you make it. So what you can see here next is how to contact us and reach out to us. And a lot of the ideas and tips and techniques and strategies we're going to post on our social media platforms so we can keep those most current. And you can see those down there on Facebook /CA Image Maker, Twitter /CA Image Maker, and YouTube again /CA Image Maker. That's something you should be modeling, by the way. If you guys are rolling these out and rolling out social media, try and keep those things consistent. And you can, customize those usernames, and really want to make sure you're modeling that as well. So let's dig in to the material here. I've got an hour's worth of material here, so I'm right about 60 minutes, so you can plan accordingly. So how we use the internet has fundamentally changed. Things have changed big time, and this is an infographic that talks about that. The biggest chunk here is viewing content. And that's why having a visual marketing strategy is so important. You can see another big chunk here is social networking, and all this stuff fits together. And the rest of the piece of the pie is just general online stuff. But viewing content is important. And the phrase you'll hear me talk about today is, content is not king. You may have heard that before. Content is king. Content's important. Content is not king. Content marketing is king. And that's what we want to talk to you guys about here today. And people are viewing content. The way the web has evolved and the way things have grown up is people don't like to read so much anymore. Show it to me. Every state's now the show me state, and we'll get into that as well. So why that's changed so much is, when I first got started in the business over 10 years ago, nobody had broadband. You remember back in the days when a picture took 30, 60 seconds to load. But now everybody is online. Everybody's got broadband. And the thing that's really changing and impacting things going forward here is some of your phones are faster than your internet connections, especially at home, maybe even at the office, those networks, right? So the smartphone is going to be a big game changer. We'll talk about mobile today as well. So today's internet is not only faster, but it's everywhere. This is interesting. You see here, smartphone sales are going to beat PC sales this year by the end of the year. That is incredible. This next thing tells you, why it's important. Again, the internet's everywhere. But this graphic tells us that the projection is that mobile access to the internet is going to overcome fixed access to the internet, which is, your computer at home or the office, and that's due to happen within 5 years. The numbers are simply incredible in how fast that's happening right now. So, the new media era, that's what we're talking about today is that media, and particularly new media. But when I say Google or I say Yahoo to you, what do you think of? And most people think of search, and there are certainly search companies. But this is important, and how they define themselves today is as internet media companies. And video-based communication is the killer application for reaching visitors, reaching users, and making it compelling for consumers to make that next click to visit your site, to fill out a registration form, to become a part of your business, or to become a fan of yours on Facebook. So it's important, and Google put their money where their mouth is a few years ago. Some of you may not know this, but Google owns YouTube. Google spent close to $2 billion before we even knew what a YouTube is or was. So it's huge. Yahoo owns Flickr and some, the big photo sharing and media sharing websites. So this is important. Video-based communication is it, and these numbers might blow you away. But what's happening and why this is important, why we've seen some of those things that we just looked at where content viewing is important. The new media era, we've become a clip culture. And when I say clip culture, it means people are getting their information and news even from television, that 60-second newscast, and online, where YouTube is blown up. Like I said, a few years ago, you didn't know what YouTube was. Today, we're doing presidential debates on YouTube. YouTube, this infographic's amazing. You can look here, and it tells us that it has 100 million unique visitors per month, over 100 million uniques. That's huge. 2 billion videos are viewed every day. That's incredible. That's double the combined traffic of the major networks today. And 24 hours of video are uploaded every minute. So the clip culture is there. We need to capture online visitors' attention quickly. Video is the best way to do it, and know that we're not creating documentaries out there too. We've got a handful of seconds to get somebody's interest and want to make them know more about us. So this is powerful as well as we look at that clip culture and how we digest information today, and why you need a visual marketing strategy, particularly one leveraging rich media, and we'll talk to you about how you can do that easily, efficiently, cost-effectively as well. But what this is showing you is that YouTube's the #2 search engine today. It has more searches than Yahoo, and it's second only to Google. And the number and gap keeps getting bigger. This is 08. This is 09. I didn't get the 10 numbers, 2010 numbers, but the gap continues to get wider. So how we get information, the kind of information that we're looking for, is radically changed. And you as a real estate professional, if you didn't know this, you're a content marketer. And what kind of content are you putting out there, and what channels are you leveraging as well? So we'll get into how we can touch all those areas and make it easy for you as well. So this is huge. The leaders, and Google has been the long-time leader in traffic and views and eyeballs, and they're certainly an important player. We're not discounting that. But what this tells us is back in March, it's not on this particular slide, but Facebook overtook Google as the #1 trafficked website. That was March right here, March 2010. And what this slide shows us is that, more importantly, Facebook has overcome Google as the #1 with time spent online. So, the #1 content, and most active and most shared content on Facebook is photos. And if you guys haven't seen the new Facebook profile pages, we'll talk a little bit about that today as well, where it really shows photos, and media is critical. So this is important. We're not going to get a ton into social media today. That's another session I'll be doing called Cracking the Social Media Code, so be looking for that. But your business needs to adjust to this. This is where viewers are and where your eyeballs are. So again, as far as leaders go, mobile is their smartphone really changes everything. And we saw this graph a little bit earlier. It's taking over as far as access, and it's taking over, the kind of devices that people are buying today over PCs. So why it's unique, a couple of things to think about. These are obvious, but when you think about them as a business strategy, it's important. It's always on. It's always carried. Think about this. Remember back when you used to call a place. You used to call someone's office or someone's home. Now you call a person. You call them wherever they are. And that's a big time difference. So, now as well, we connect with people much differently. It's available on an impulse. That's a huge thing as well when you look at this. when you're out at the beach or out somewhere, you're seeing people pointing their phones all over the place, pulling it out, taking a picture, taking a video, and at impulse, and that's important. Number 4 is critical to think about, and this is really how it's going to change everything. It has multiple inputs. What that means is there's a keyboard. There's a mouse-type component to it as well, but you can talk to it. I've got an Android, and one of the things I love the most are all the voice applications. I can talk to my phone. I can be driving down the road, and I'll go navigate to Paul's Diner, and the phone will pull up Paul's Diner and give me drive-by-drive directions just by me telling it what to do. So the multiple inputs is huge. When you can talk to the web, it's going to blow up even more, and the smartphone really allows us to do that. So with that said, take a breath. Let's cut out all the hype, cut out all the BS, and I know you guys are thinking this right now. I'm sure you're on the edge of your chair right now at this point, right? What's in it for me, Stu? We're all dialed into the same radio station, WIIFM. Your universe, centers around you just like mine does about me. And, we're going to get into why this is important in the real estate space. So the culture has changed, and the Internet-empowered consumer has changed. What here in this slide is stats from the National Association of Realtors and the California Association of Realtors, and we'll drill down on this a little bit more. So what this says is where consumers first learned about the home they ended up purchasing. And this gap is getting bigger today. This is the most recent information that NAR just put out at Mardi Gras in New Orleans, but 37% first learned about the home on the Internet. I'm just showing here marketing. The agent is certainly a big part of that. They're 38%. But as we look at our marketing and what we're going to be doing to market ourselves and our properties is 37% got bigger, yard signs got smaller, print ads got smaller. So this is huge. We need to be adjusting accordingly. And, where 90% of consumers are online first, I don't need to tell you that. That's where the shift of online has gone. What's important to buyers? This is car information. This is information from the California Association of Realtors. And media is the number one important thing. This tells us photos, video, and virtual tours are neck and neck at 87%. So that speaks volumes to what we need to be doing, what consumers want. Map information is there, and neighborhood information is there as well. So this is what buyers like, and we need to be delivering that when we're marketing ourselves. What do sellers look for when selecting an agent? This is powerful. The number one thing they're looking to hear from, why they select, and this study for the car did, and they're very regular, right? California Association of Realtors, online advertising. Commission was something they talked about as well. Best marketing proposal and use of technology are the top things out there. So one of the things we'll talk to you about today is how to, again, fake it till you make it, have a powerful listing presentation, telling consumers the language and the story that they want to hear. And something that's not on this slide but critically important, we talk about video and media and visual marketing, which we'll get into today. Carr also tells us that 70% of these sellers said they would list with an agent that offered video, and what we know is 1% of agents. That may have changed a little bit, and we'll see the new numbers here shortly, but a big gap. 70% to 1% of agents are offering that. So we can make it easy for you, and your provider should make it easy for you if you're not going to be using us to make that happen. So these are critical. You need to adjust your business accordingly. These are the expectations that consumers have out there on the buyer side and the seller side. So hopefully you're getting this. The point of contact, the point of engagement is the listing. And it's probably going to be the online listing from the data we just looked at. 90% online first, 37% learning the home they bought first online. So this is the listing pyramid. And what it talks about is, it's like a funnel where consumers are getting the most information from. So our visual marketing system can impact and touch basically all these areas. We're going to talk about Google. The biggest part of the funnel is search. We can get you first page results on search very, very easily. Classified type situations. The real estate aggregators like Oodle and Craigslist, the vertical search engines, Realtor.com, Zillow, Cyberhomes, we're going to be able to push out to there. Your brokerage franchise. The lead generators, we're not going to get there, but we can help your website perform well there. We're a syndicator, as I mentioned. We're going to get this out. We're partnered with ImageMaker 360 to do this for you. We're automatically going to get our media out to Prudential and we can create property websites and down to the individual agent websites. So the point of engagement is the listing. That's where consumers are, and the more you can make that a sticky part of your business, the more success you're going to have. So this is a quick visual on our Image Maker marketing engine and how we syndicate to one of the broadest networks out there. Prudential is doing a nice job for you there, but what we're able to do is make that better by attaching rich media to the listings. And it's a little bit broader. We're getting out to more locations than just about anybody out there. So the point of contact is the listing. Make it as strong as possible. So as it relates to lead generation, more views is going to give us more opportunities to connect with buyers and sellers, because what we know is about at least 2 out of 3 consumers out there are not first-time buyers. They have a home to sell. So there's 2 sides to the search. Most people start searching on the buyer side, but and a lot of those people have a place to sell, and you have a really cool and compelling media marketing campaign, and sellers are searching just as much as buyers out there, seeing what the market's like, and they see the way you market and the way you advertise. That's a big, big selling point to them wanting to connect with you more, and we saw those statistics earlier from cars. So in a noisy marketplace of online listings, studies prove rich media makes yours stand out, and that's what we're talking about today, creating rich media, interactive, video, audio, and having that as a part of your visual marketing strategy. Realtor.com, tells us that listings with featured tours, what they call a featured tour, and that's what this box is pointing to here. Consumers can sort listings by tours, and listings with tours, with home tours on there, receive 50% plus more showings than listings without. And we've done internal studies as well, side by side, testing listings with and without on some of our broker partners' websites. And we've actually, and I'm not committing to this for everybody, but we've been able to demonstrate 300% plus more viewings in side-by-side comparisons. So it works. I think it's logic, it's common sense, but you need to figure out easy ways to implement this into your online business, having that visual marketing strategy. And at the end of the day, why we're doing this is to generate leads. That's the whole point of all of our marketing, is to create new people to do business with on the buyer side and on the seller side. So what we know is that 90% of consumers are online searching for homes. That's not news. Another way of thinking about this, too, is 100% of consumers are looking at media. And more online views, obviously, is going to be more opportunities for sales. So the objective, like I said, is lead generation. The objective of the online listing is not to sell the house. And this is a very, very, important thing. The objective is to sell the showing. If you've given somebody such a showing online where they feel they've seen the home, I don't know that you're going to generate as many leads as you want. The whole purpose of this is to create eyeball-to-eyeball, face-to-face, belly-to-belly interactions with people that buy and sell real estate. Get them to want to email you. Get them to want to pick up the phone to make a connection. So, when we talk about this part of your visual marketing strategy, quality is more important than quantity on the media. Some people will talk to us and we'll hear feedback, well, my MLS will take 30 or 40 photos or those kinds of things, and that's great, but really there's not 30 or 40 good quality scenes or shots of a home anyways. And if you've shown them every powder room and second bedroom and 5 angles of the living room, what reason do they have to want to come and really see the property? So give them quality media, and remember that you've got 60 seconds to maybe 2 minutes to capture their attention. And that's how we've built our solution, our Image Maker visual marketing system, to be a marketer, not a producer of documentaries, and generate leads. That's our objective for you. So that's something to be mindful of. Give them 10 to 20 maybe quality images, and you should be good to go with that. Something to be very, very mindful of as you go forward here. So there's an idea called universal search, and this is a huge game changer. When we look at the listing presentation or listing pyramid, the top of that pyramid was search, was the search engines. And this what we're looking at is a screenshot of a live search. You can go there right now. If you went to Google and searched Calabasas luxury estate, you would see a search that looks like this. And when this comes back, what you're going to see here are these thumbnail images are of videos. And these are videos that we produced for our clients and got them optimized for search engine results. And we'll get into the details of how that works. I apologize for that phone. I'm not going to get that, and hopefully that person will stop calling me or hang up the phone here, so I apologize for that. So what this is telling us, the universal search is an idea that Google's changed their algorithm, and the media that they're ranking the highest and giving the most treatment and weighting the most is video, because they know consumers want to see that. That's what they're looking for out there. And consumers don't want to read as much anymore. They're highly visual. Got that already. So what we're looking at is a screenshot of that. And this actually is a heat map that was done. And clicks actually go through. This is a heat map that has different kinds of media. These are the paid ads over here. Not many people clicking on that. There's text searches, but the video right here are the hottest spots on here. And this really just speaks to what consumers are looking for, what they expect. And if you're delivering that, if you're the real estate professional that's delivering on consumer expectations, you're going to win. So the end of the day on this piece here is to get your website first page on Google is next to impossible. But we're getting videos indexed on first page. And these things to think about here are, this isn't necessarily just marketing for the home. These live on. These ads, think of them as advertisements, live on beyond the life of the listing, and these become personal ads for you. What separates you as a real estate professional in the area, as sellers go to see who's selling Calabasas luxury estates and they see your media popping up, it is a full multimedia advertisement for what makes you special, and it gets people's attention. Absolutely, we've demonstrated that time and time and time again. So it's not just property marketing. It lives on as personal marketing for you. So here's something that's going to be new information for you as well. The killer application, especially in this new world of search and video, is audio. Some of you guys might be doing slideshows and things like that with a music soundtrack, and that's okay. But you may not know this, but Google is able to transcribe, and YouTube automatically transcribes videos. And videos that have audio that matches what's going on in your descriptions of your videos get weighted higher and get better treatment. If you look at on Google, I'll give you a couple different things you can search for. If you go Hidden Hills homes for sale, Hidden Hills real estate for sale, you'll find our videos on the first page. This is the project we just did for the Calabasas office of Prudential just recently. We're on the first page already in less than a couple of months. You can go Hermosa Beach, Ocean View homes for sale, and you'll see our videos there. And they're all audio. And we have a full-service script writing and audio production that automates this all for you and sounds incredibly professional, and you'll see that. But you may not have noticed this captioning on YouTube. And this is a screenshot of if you go Westwood Hills homes for sale, you'll find another video. And what you're looking at here in this little CC box when you're looking at videos, that's closed captioning. And that's what this is. This is actually the translation of a video that we've done, and you can see that we're getting some great results on that. So audio is the killer application. And you may go, well, I'm not sure I like the voice of a narrator or whatever. Not important. Sellers love it, and more importantly, the search engines love it as well. So just to kind of wrap up some of these general remarks is that as far as social media goes, the most actionable content on Facebook is media. And that's where, when people are looking with their mobile phones and their mobile devices and they're out at the beach or out at the park, or you could be wherever, see somebody pointing their phone at an object, a lot of times those things are getting posted up onto Facebook. And if you've seen the new Facebook upgrade on your profiles, the number one thing that they're showing people are photos of you and photos that you're tagged in. And you've all seen a viral video. The kind of things that creates engagement on social media is media itself. So in the new media world, rich media is important. And this is something I want to show you too, and this is something we're doing in the area of mobile as well, and a way to make print media relevant again. I'm not sure how many people have seen these before, but I know Prudential's talking about this internally. And if you haven't seen this, this is what's called a QR code, a quick response code. And this is something we offer in the next week or so. Are going to be offering free to our clients. that have attached a mobile tour. So if you have a smartphone and you have an Android or something like that where you can download an application, you can go right now, search for QR reader, and you can scan this using your camera on your phone. You scan this, and it's going to deliver a mobile tour to you. And you can point this to really anything, but it is needs to really be directed to a mobile-enabled product, and we have mobile tours that are part of our whole system that are included with what we do, our full-service solution. So one of the easiest ways to apply this, and we'll get into some more later, is right directly at the listing. We're creating riders like this that give a consumer a choice. You probably got your phone number on the sign. Give them a choice to scan this with their QR reader, launch the property website itself. So if you're on the line right now, I encourage you to go right now, download a QR reader, and you'll get a chance to see this in action if you haven't seen it before as we move forward here. So our visual marketing system, touches all these things, and we're going to get into next, 10 best practices. What are 10 things that you can do right away, easily, right now, and connect with more consumers and generate more leads? But our visual marketing system allows you to do that full service. Again, take it to make it. We run a network of photographers where we're going to do image capture. We produce video segments actually from those photos. We apply full motion camera movements to create the cinematic effect of video. We deliver actual video files of that as well to be posted up on YouTube and many others. Our audio program, as I said, is really our killer application. It allows us to help you separate yourself. We've got script writers and voice talent that will do a guided tour of your home with minimal input from you. We just give us a couple of bullet points, and we do the rest. So I will brand it for you, the franchise. We looked at our syndication, that's the Image Maker marketing engine, and full traffic reporting. We'll show what that looks like too. Not only are we broadcasting it across the net for you, our media that we create and our ads that we create for you out on the big real estate portals, but we're also delivering traffic reports back to you as well. So it's full service. What I want to do now is just give you a quick glimpse of what we do, and then we'll take you into the lead generation strategies. So if we look here, we'll go to this sample. Again, I talked to you about mobile is big for us this year, and lead generation is big for us this year as well. So this is just one of our lead generation tools that you're looking at. This is an example of what we call an e-commercial or online commercial, and you have the choice to activate an intro call to action or lead generation. This is to advertise your open houses. You can put your own text in there. There's different calls to action. Hopefully we're going to be compelling a consumer to want to, if you don't ask, you don't get the sale. We learned that in Sales 101 many years ago, so we're asking. There's also a billboard that you can put to close this out called the Home Search Assistant, and that's going to go live in about a week here as well. Another lead generation tool that's going to offer consumers more reasons to connect with you, to search homes like this, to generate a neighborhood report. And, the call to action there is going to be, has the market stabilized? One of the calls to action will be search like an agent. It'll direct into your property search feed. So there's a lot of cool things coming there. So let me launch this, and you'll get a chance to see what an e-commercial is all about. Let me turn up my volume here.
Unique residence blends old world architectural highlights with amenities for today's lifestyle. An enchanting ivy-covered English country classic. It boasts 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths over more than 2,200 square feet.
So as you think about that, when you're showing property, are you a mute? And that is a rhetorical question. I guess all my questions today are rhetorical because you can't answer me, but you're telling people it's great about the neighborhood, the community, it's Colfax Meadows, the kind of style that's there. When the narrator goes away, you're kind of going, hey, tell me more about that.
The breakfast nook fits the bill to perfection, occupying the space in the roomy kitchen with adjacent laundry and powder room. The sunroom opens to the arbor, pool, and terrace areas, creating the quintessential indoor-outdoor flow.
So think about that. How does it all come together? How does the property flow? What are the materials? Was there new paint? Your online showing, as we talked about, is probably your first showing, and it needs to be as compelling and as rich as possible. So we can help you do that and facilitate that with an online commercial.
backyard. Bedroom 2 is light as air, grounded by richly toned wood floors and refreshed by a ceiling fan. Vintage tile turns ordinary into extraordinary in this guest bathroom, also featuring a stall shower and long vanity. Designer color enhances the third bedroom, a spacious retreat for occupants with NEA, or furnish it as an office, playroom, or den if extra bedrooms aren't needed.
So I'm going to stop that right there. And that's one of the benefits of what we do as well. The combination of what we call a photo show video tour, you get the outstanding image quality of professional photography, but the cinematic effect of video. So it gives you the best of both those. If you've seen pure video, you've seen that it doesn't look great. It doesn't look anything close to this, and most consumers don't know that they're not looking at pure video in here. So navigation is important to you. You can stop at any scene and pop back and look at it. We've got all the features that a consumer wants, community information, open house, our tour tools are super rich. They can schedule showings. We've got our media sharing, social media sharing automatically plugs into all of your accounts there. And map view, satellite view, I mean, it's incredible all the stuff that we make available, and that's all, part of our solution. What really, again, makes us unique and how we help make your life easier, again, that was all done full service. We built that all from scratch, and all you need to do is make it sound good. But our management center makes life easy for you as well. We deliver, all the tour links. It's a property website. It's a virtual tour which we syndicate. It can be a video as well, as I mentioned, but the sanitized version for MLS and IDX, as well as this will change too. This is going to have now the mobile tour is going to be right here for you as well, going live and hopefully by the end of the week, which is going to be awesome. I've looked at it. We're doing a great job there. Property data, you can upload. If you're doing your own videos, like a video intro, you can upload your own video clip onto this as well, and it'll add a new button there. And it could be a community tour. It could be your quick introduction to the property. So we allow you to personalize it with video as well, so integrating everything you need to make this media work. This is the open house advertiser, and what will be here now is our tour concierge, which is the end of the tour calls to action where you can activate or deactivate those. You're able to download the photos in various resolutions, emailable flyers, traffic reports. I mean, it's all here, and that's all part of our visual marketing system. So we make it easy, efficient, and effective for you to leverage all these best practices that we're going to get into right now. So let's get back into the presentation here. So the first area in the best practices is, especially if you're leveraging all the areas that we do, or if you're not, find a vendor that allows you to do this, getting that rich media together, but is the listing presentation. And this presentation, by the way, is downloadable off of our website. We've got a listing presentation toolkit you can download off of our homepage at caimagemaker.com. Actually, why don't I just go back and show you that really quick. And off our homepage, you can learn a lot about what we're doing here, obviously, but you come back here under the Win More Listings section, and what you'll see is here to launch the listing presentation toolkit. This is one of the items there. There's downloadables, there's PDF things you can insert into your listing portfolio as well. So let me launch this and give you a feel for what's going on. So many ways, and giving you productive, valuable. That's my smiling face. If you don't know me yet. One of the key ways we do that beyond the production and beyond the tool, helping you communicate powerfully to your prospect, your target audience, your client. So a listing presentation tool is one of the. Oops, sorry about that. California Imagemaker, we're impacting you in so many ways. Replay. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but you'll get a sense of it. Internet marketing tool. One of the key ways we do that beyond the production and beyond the tool is helping you communicate powerfully to your prospect, your target audience, your client. So a listing presentation tool is one of the most powerful things we can impact. And this is a total fake it till you make it part of what we do. You don't need to know anything about our full service, anything about production. You just need to make it sound good. So think about this. Take off your realtor hat for just a second. Put on your home seller's hat. You're serious about marketing your property. You're not just going to list with your cousin who just got his license.
You're going to interview the top agents that you know of. You talk to 3 or 4 competitors. After you've talked to a handful of real estate professionals, Mr. and Ms. Seller, does the story start to sound pretty similar? That's what we call a rhetorical question, right, you guys? So think about this. You've heard those people, stories sound the same. Now you arrive. You hear all the things that you know about that are powerful about your brokerage. And in addition to that, Mr. and Ms. Seller, I'm an internet marketing expert. What that means to you is the National Association of Realtors tells us that over 8 in 10 transactions begin on the internet. And with my marketing plan and our online business strategy, we're going to give you maximum exposure for your home. We're going to minimize the inconvenience of the home selling process. And one of the key ways we're going to do that, we're going to produce an online commercial of your home, what we call e-mercial. We've got professional image capture, professional video production, professional script writers and voice talent standing by to produce an online commercial of your home. And with my relationship with the major national real estate portals out there, we're going to have your home sorted to the top of consumer searches out there. One of the things we'll do that can impact our marketing here locally is we're going to produce a website specific to your home.
So you got to get the idea there of the story that you can tell. And rich media, as we learned earlier from car data, is that's what consumers want to hear. When you're talking to them, they're listening for how are you going to market my home. And the online advertising, the best marketing proposal, the use of technology, we saw those as #1 top things. So we help you tell that story, and again, you don't need to know anything about it. And if you're not using us as a vendor, you need to get your vendors in line to help you tell that story. It's not hard to do. We just make your life easier doing it. So best practice #2 is let's take a look at, oops, again, I'm getting crazy with my clicks here. Mailing. We're all doing mailings, and we're doing mailings to get our properties marketed, both just listed, just sold. The challenge with most of those mailings that I see coming into my home are that they're marketing the home. And the purpose of that mailing, if you think about it, is not to sell the home to Joe and Mary down the street. It's to sell you to Joe and Mary. So the content, the message is not congruent with the objective. And if you have a rich media and a visual marketing strategy and you're using the kind of cool technology that we're talking about, and you understand the rule of thirds in marketing, above the fold and below the fold, but above the fold, make your main thing the main thing. View an online commercial. And you're doing a property website, put that there. You can see that we've got the QR code on here as well to differentiate you. And your message talks about you being one of the few agents that are doing this kind of cool production. And you market homes differently. You guarantee maximum exposure. And your marketing system gets greater demand. In Contact Me for all it's worth, you got the basics of the property here, but it's not the message. And this message is congruent with what your outcome is of doing this. So you can impact your mailings and make those more compelling and tell the story that much more effectively. So open house advertising, and I show this as well to make it easy, is the open house section is actually the one section of the newspaper that consumers are still taking a look at. And we all know the numbers. I showed some of them to you there earlier. The newspaper is a minimal source of information when buying and selling. I'm not telling you to abandon it, but let's do less frequently and be a smaller consumer of those services. But what this piece shows here is in your open house ad, you've got a limited amount of text. You can put the property website. If you're doing the property website, have the 24/7 open house marketed in here as well. And what you're going to start seeing, and I'm not sure if it'll be in open house sections, but in various other advertising and print media, you're going to start seeing those quick response codes that allow you to take the real world into the cyber world. And that's my next topic here. Best practice #4 is how do we do print media better? And one of the things is to promote your online services. The whole reason of your ad, whether it's a mailer or an ad or what have you, is to drive a consumer to your online resources, make them aware of what you're doing online. And media is the best call to action so consumers know that they can see more, hear more, experience more of the home on your online resources. So these are some interesting ways that, again, we'll start to see here, in print media. I'm starting to see them, and they're not being used well because people are directing these QR codes to non-mobile enabled tools. They're sending them to their website, and most of your websites don't look great on a mobile device. We can look at that as well in our signage. Best practice number 5 is how do we make the signs look bit different, and QR codes is a great way, again, to take the real world to your online world, and which is richer, deeper, there's more media. So we talk about writers, and we'll make really cool writers available to our already, free quick response codes and mobile sites that we're already creating for you. And if you downloaded that reader before, I'll leave this on screen for just a second. You can scan this, and I'm pretty sure it goes to our new mobile site. I should have done that before. The earlier big one did. I'm thinking this is the same QR code. So you can scan that with your mobile phone camera, and it'll pull up a mobile tour. And that's what the consumer's looking for. Engage the consumer at the point of contact. Are they in front of the property? If they're looking at something at a coffee shop, or this is huge. So lots of different ways you can do that. With it, in our case, what we'll deliver to you is the actual code themselves, and you can take them to your own sign company and do whatever you want with them. Get it blown up and attach it on here, but you can stick it on your bus bench, as you can see. But we'll make the code for free for you, and you can do what you want with it. And again, there's other providers that'll do that for you, but I'm not sure too many of them are doing them for free. It's included in our service. So let's get into some additional best practices here. And number 6 is, again, hopefully you're getting the point that you don't have to be super techy to leverage the cool technology that's available to you. The things we've talked about so far are really all offline ideas. Powerful communication in a listing presentation, making your mailers better, making your print media better, leveraging, what we saw before, if you remember, in one of those studies, the sources that consumers learned about their home. The agent was number 1 at 38%. The internet is where they first learned about the home they bought 37% of the time, right there. Yard sign was next. And these are ways to make some of your signage that much more compelling and interactive, and give consumers a choice there too. So we still use email. Email is a great tool, especially if you're using it right. And what I recommend, especially if you're doing a multimedia, a rich media, a visual marketing campaign like we can make available, is an announcement. And what I encourage you to do is announce it to your sellers. Even though you're syndicating the properties across the web, they can find it lots of different ways. Send them an email. And the email would be, congratulations, your internet marketing campaign has begun. Our visual marketing strategy is in place. You can view the online commercial of your home here, and you can put the property website address there, 12345anystreet.com, and you can attach the QR code, which will blow their mind. Let them know how to do it. Scan this with your smartphone. That'll totally differentiate you. And when they send that out, which they do, they have an address book of colleagues at work, of coworkers, of friends and family. And when they announce that, they're going to be excited. You indicate in your message, please share, this with your sphere of influence. Let them know that your home's on the market. And when they do, what they just put out there is a full digital, interactive, multimedia ad for you. You're the media creator. Well, actually, we're the creator. Your vendors are the creator. You just take all the credit for it. So that's important. And then you can also do this on the buyer side as well. With the email technique, and what you're able to do is offer a closing gift. You can offer a closing gift when a consumer, when your buyer moves into their home and they get it all decorated and dialed in, first thing they want to do is show it off, right? Have a housewarming party, or let their friends know, hey, take a look at my new home. And the same thing, the same strategy can be done with that email announcement. And when they send that announcement to their new home, what they moved into, whether it be in their Evite, perhaps. They've got an Evite that they send out to their friends. You've probably been Evited to different events, or they send an email. Boom, your media is there, and your media stands out. And it's a passive way to get your clients to market you. So item number 7 is a photo blog, a Posterous photo blog. And if you're familiar with Posterous, it is the coolest thing and easiest way for you to become a blogger. And I'm going to show you something on how this works and why this is important as well. But Posterous allows you with email. You don't need to be a blogger. You don't need to be the HTML code king. What you're able to do is with email, simply sending an email message, create a blog. And this is everything I've shared with you, by the way, is free. So hopefully you understand that the price is right. And I should have pulled this up before, but give me just a second. And I'll show you how simple it is to send and create a blog entry here. And I'm just looking in my sent messages, and so this is an example. And I'll show you what this looks like as well. But you send an email, and you send the email to your account, which is post at your account name, in my case, CAImagemaker at posterous.com. You can email a killer photo. You're out, and there's a great sunset, as an example. The photo blog is cool. What you want to do is make sure that in the subject is the key thing here. And the subject needs to be something about real estate, something about your target market, as an example. But you send the email, and what it does is you can go to our website again here, and you can go to our photo blog, and it integrates directly into your website. And you can see here, this was, I was at, as an example, this is my view of the Channel Islands on Thanksgiving Day. And it's an area in Ventura called Hobson Heights. I posted that in there, Ventura Homes for Sale. This is how the subject of your email shows through. It needs to be the title. And I was out golfing in Palos Verdes. And I snapped a quick shot. This is Catalina out here. This is all done via my Droid phone. So you're just from any device. And this is one that I did from my computer. And I had a virtual tour on this, and a property website. I made sure the link was there. And this is all done with one quick, easy email. You can post video on here as well. So why this is important is Google loves fresh media. And this is a way that you can get new content on your website very, very easily. So it's all originated, like we just looked at, via email. It can be integrated into your website super easily. Let me show you what the blog, actually the Posterous blog, looks like. And I should have pulled this out before. But again, it's a free blog. It's easy to customize. There's lots of different templates. And when it launches here, you can see that it looks really cool. This can be standalone, by itself. You don't need to integrate it into your website. But the reason for integrating it into your website is for the Google juice, is what we call that. And the fresh new media on your site, the search engines love it. But it's a cool way to keep engaged. You can be, doing your favorite, dry cleaner in a particular neighborhood. You can take a quick photo of you in front of that, and your vendors, your local vendors will love that. There's lots of creative ways you can use this. And one thing I'll share with you too, this piece and my next one that I'm going to be talking about here can be found on our Facebook page. And somebody's trying to chat with me here, and I'm trying to turn them off. I can't figure out how to do that. But on our Facebook page, if you visit us at caimagemaker.facebook.com and go to the free secrets tab, you need to be a fan to access this material. But we've got how-to videos you can see here. The listing presentations there, how to upload to YouTube. That's my next topic I'm going to talk about here. And click by click, how to do all these things. And also the Posturous Flow Blog, how to do it, how to set it up, click by click, super easy, and it's all right there for you. So become a fan. You'll have access to all that information. And let me get into the next topic here as well and just show you quickly. This is our YouTube channel. Under the Secrets of Internet Marketing, lots of the ideas I've covered and more are there on this playlist. And I've got a lot of great information here as well. But the key thing I want to talk to you about is how to upload a video for search engine optimization. And that's the next topic here, bullet point number 7, if you've got, or excuse me, 8 on the handout, is the YouTube upload. So let's take a quick look at that. And we'll go to My Videos. And this is one that I mentioned we just did here. Just recently uploaded this. This is Hidden Hills Homes for Sale. If you go to Google and search Hidden Hills Real Estate for Sale, you'll find this video on the first page in less than 2 months. So the key things, and you'll learn this in that video, click by click. I can't get into that, but if you become a fan, you'll be able to access the how-to video on this. But the key things are the title. You need to have the keywords in the title. In the description needs to be rich with your keywords as well. That's important. Tags need to be there as well. And you have as many tags as you want, and you can, again, learn all this there in the how-to video. Also, this first item in the description, to have a clickable link needs to be the very first thing in the description, and you need to have the http:// If you just put www, it will not be a clickable link in the description. And another thing is you can select, YouTube gives you 3 snapshots in time. You don't control it other than you have these 3 to choose from, and you can change the video thumbnail that's going to show up on Google like we saw before, and it will be the thumbnail on YouTube as well. So the YouTube upload, very, very important. And if we go back here to our PowerPoint, so we covered these items. Number 9 is tagging. If you've been tagged on any photos on Facebook, there's a real cool residual effect of that. And I'll go back out here again to Facebook. And what I'll do is click over to the home page now, or the profile page, actually. And what you're going to see is how the new profile, if you haven't done this, you may want to, you can upgrade on our blog. You can see that as well. But now we've got photos. This pops up. Photos that you're tagged in pop up first. And if you don't know how to tag somebody in a photo, it's really, really easy, and I'll show you that here. So if you go to your photos, and we can go to any photo here. And what you'll see when you click and launch a photo, that's my son, my 7-year-old, who's a stellar golfer, by the way. You can click to tag this photo, and you just start typing. You can click anywhere in the photo and start typing, and it will pull up your contacts, and you can tag somebody. And how you use this in your business is odds are your clients are going to be on Facebook. Ask them, friend them. I really encourage you to do that. I hear different feedback from this from time to time. I don't want to be friends with them, but you know what? You're social. That's why real estate has adopted social media so much. It fits right into how you've always done business, and it makes sense. So what you want to do, let's say you've done a virtual tour, you've done a video tour, you've done a professional photography shoot with our visual marketing system, or all that together, and what we do for you, upload an album and tag your seller in an album. This is a passive way to have your sellers be showing their sphere of influence how great you are. So when you're tagged in a photo, all your friends are notified of that. So when you tag your seller in a killer video or a photo shoot, some great photos of their new home for sale, you automatically plugged into their sphere of influence, and they see the kind of killer media. I really recommend doing this with video. But photos work too, and video works the exact same way there in tagging videos or a photo on Facebook. Very, very powerful. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is the neighborhood page. So what you're looking at here is our business page. I showed you our my personal profile page, so you definitely want to making a distinction between those. And a neighborhood page is the third sort of page that you'd want to have as well. And I'll show you a good example of this. And one of the things that's popular out there is, 365 things to do in, and I'm not getting into exactly how to do things to do. And I saw one, a local target area, Silver Lake. I just saw this, and they did a nice job. Silver Lake's an area here in Los Angeles, and you know what? I can't find them again. I should have printed them when I could, but let me just go back to an example of that, and we'll be done here. They did a nice job because they'd had, what you do here is you, for example, using video and media, great way to get involved in a neighborhood page. It doesn't need to be 365 things to do, but you can, go to the various restaurants or clubs, interview, take your Kodak ZI-8, take even your iPhone or your Droid phone, do a quick video interviewing the proprietor. They love this stuff. You post it up on your neighborhood page. It becomes great content. You don't need to be the writer. You don't need to be War and Peace. You don't need to be writing, long diatribes. Use quick photos, quick videos. Another key way to use this is, maybe you've seen this before, you take a quick photo of a area, landmark, and, you can, put a question out there. Contests or questions work great. Where am I when I take this photo? It creates great engagement and a great way to use media on Facebook, as an example, in a neighborhood specific. And the tighter it is, the better, I think. San Diego is pretty broad. There are probably 10 different communities in San Diego that you can do. If you're on here in San Diego, you can think of doing something about Del Mar specifically, or you can do downtown. There's probably 5 areas of downtown that you could do, or North County, or in San Diego you could do La Jolla, or Mission Valley. I mean, so many different things you can do. And using media, using video that you can do just on the fly with a mobile device is a great way to do that. And you can find different articles and links and stuff and post those on here as well. So those are the 10 easy, that's what I wanted to do, easy to use best practices that you can do right now. A couple of these things that take a little bit of doing: the Posterous Photo Blog, YouTube upload, become a fan at our fan page, and get access to those free secrets that are posted there, the how-to videos. And that's my story. Hopefully you got something out of this today. The price was right, as is everything I shared with you was right. It was just an investment of your time, but everything I shared with you was free. With the exception, obviously, of us creating media for you. You're going to need to do that anyways. Again, you've got some great questions to ask your current vendor. And if your current vendor isn't doing this, then you definitely need to take a look at us supporting your visual marketing strategy. So that's it. I hope you got a lot out of this today. And I'm going to unmute. If anybody has any questions, I'll try and stick around. And if not, you've got your handouts, and you can contact me at stu@CAImagemaker anytime.
The leader has unmuted your line.
Okay, well,
Is there any way we could get a copy of this presentation, sir?
you did get it, John, you did get it sent to you. It should be in your mail, your email.
Oh, okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for this beautiful presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome. You've got another question regarding, do you have any recommendations about a good phone? This realtor has Verizon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Verizon as well, and I absolutely love the Droid. And, if you're a Mac person, you'll probably bite the bullet and maybe want to go for the iPhone 4. The two leaders right now are the iPhone, and the Droid operating system, the Android operating system, is catching up very, very quickly. And I'll tell you what I use, and I absolutely love, is the Droid 2. And here's the reason I chose the Droid 2, is I was a BlackBerry person. Going from BlackBerry to the iPhone world just seemed like too big of a jump for me. So the nice thing about the Droid 2 is it has the normal QWERTY keyboard that's there, so I can type like that, like I'm used to typing. It works. The email works great, and it's got everything I need in one location. And it wasn't as big a jump going from PC world to Mac world. So I like the Droid too, but the Android operating system, and Verizon has a lot of different Android phones, but I looked at them pretty closely, and the Droid 2 is the one that I chose. So hopefully that helps.
Okay. Well,
can you give us a breakdown on cost for some of these videos?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm such a great salesperson, right? That I didn't get a chance to tell you what our stuff. You know, I'll send a follow-up email to Trish. Maybe you can send out just a quick follow-up on what we do and how we do it.
Okay.
But for example, what I call our visual marketing system, actually starts at $99.95. That's preferred pricing for you guys, and that's what we call a photo show video tour. And that gives you a photo shoot. It gives you the virtual tour. There's things you can add on here, and if they give me just a second, I will find a price sheet here for you here, and I'll have this emailed out to you as well. But everything I talked about, the video, the property website, the whole shoot and match is less than $200. Gives you a full-blown photo shoot, video, audio, the video file itself, the virtual tour, the property website, the mobile tour, the QR codes. I mean, everything for less than $200. I think it's $199.95. But we make it available to you a la carte, where you don't have to do everything, all that stuff, if you don't want to. It makes sense to do it all in one location, but this is our preferred credential pricing, and you can see we have lots of different service levels. Our signature series, as I mentioned, gives you just the basics. That's $99.95. Our concierge gives you everything, and it's $199.95. It's the website, it's the e-commercial, which is the audio services, the property website, the video tour, the writer, and the whole shoot and match is included in that.
Is that one-time fee, or is that every year?
That's a one-time, it's the best value. I've got to obviously have a biased perspective, okay, but it's the best value in the industry. So everything I showed you earlier in the demos, as well as everything in the management center, where you can download the photos and, pull the reports and have the emailable flyers and, the whole deal. That's all there for you.
One last question. On the concierge at $199, now would that include a 16-scene video tour?
No, actually, that would be the 8 scene. So it creates about a 60-second video. It's great for homes that are 2,000, 2,500 square feet or so. Bigger than that, you'll just add an extra $50 onto this for what we call the premium, and that does it gives you the audio and the whole shoot and match, and it's double the size of the package. It creates about a 2-minute video, and 16 scenes will tell the story in just about any place unless it's a massive estate.
Okay.
So for $249.95, you're good, and that is the best of the best out there. We have different service levels, too. Our luxury series is top-of-the-line photography. If I knew where you were, I'd know who some of the top photographers are in every market, whether it's San Diego, Orange County, or LA. This is a tremendous value for that architectural, high-end photography. So the difference on that is what we call True View high definition. You can learn more about that if you want to. If you go to our website and click here under True View, you can learn the story of what high definition photography is all about. And the other option is, too, if you're in love with a current photographer or you're doing a nice job with your image capture and photography, our Show Builder series allows you to send us media, whether it's your photos or another photographer you're working with, and you can leverage our platform, our whole system, with your photos. We'll build the video segments, apply the full motion camera movements, we'll do the audio, we'll do everything from media that you send us. So we've got lots of different choices for you there. And again, if you want to do a la carte stuff, you can have a la carte stuff there as well.
I'm thinking about some listings that I have. I would like to go backwards and take, I've already paid for, another, brand X to do a virtual tour for me. So I'm wondering if I can send all of that, since I've already paid for it, send those photos over, have you recreate it.
Yeah, so that would fall under our Show Builder series. So you're not going to pay for photography, but we're going to do everything else for you. And under the Show Builder series, we don't have like a concierge thing. You'll have to add what you want kind of a la carte to that. And that's I mean, at the end of the day, when you look under these enhancements down here as well, anything you need online advertising-wise, we do. We have floor plan creation. We can do interactive floor plan. We can measure that. There's other companies that have built a whole business on that. There's our virtual staging. It's super cool. I almost want to show you that right now. It's like my magic show at the end of a presentation, but it's actually virtually adding furniture into vacant properties. It's really, really amazing.
Okay. And
I mean, anything you need, we can do at the end of the day.
Another question. Your QR code writer, you know, my office at Prudential is coming up with those. So we have those, and we're putting them on our sign. Just so I understand, does the QR, it's one that will go for all of my listings. It doesn't have to be per listing, correct?
In our case, I mean, you can use QR codes in many, many different ways. What we do as a part of our system is we're creating the QR code for each property. So when a consumer's, for example, in this case, this is the actual rider itself you'd be using out in front of a property. So that consumer wants to see that home. So our stuff that we do that's included, we're going to give you the QR code itself. We'll give you the mobile tour of the home. That's all part of our service. And this example is just a rider that would go out in front if you needed us to do a rider for you. Okay. But our free ones are per property.
Right. Okay. On the enhancements, now you have the YouTube video for $20. So would that take, is that the commercial or no? What's the difference between that and a commercial?
So there's three areas of that you want to have your advertising working on. Number one, you know, most people are doing a property website. Virtual tour is the other thing. The thing about the tour is it allows us to syndicate it across the internet. And then the actual video file is a separate thing where you can take video, the actual video file, and share it across all platforms. We talk about YouTube as the easiest thing. We automatically post it up to YouTube for you. But we actually give you the video file itself, or you can use the video in lots of other ways that you can't do the photos and slideshows and stuff like that. So it's a separate actual file that is a video file that you can use in lots of different ways. So we post it automatically up to Prudential's channel for you guys, and we also give you the file too that you can use for your own personal use.
But basically that video is the virtual tour, am I correct on that?
Yeah, the hub of everything we do is the virtual tour. So let's say you do an e-mercial, which is the audio, video, the whole shooting match. We're going to just recreate that in a video format than just a virtual tour or it's a standalone video format.
Okay.